All right, hey man, I'm gonna give you a quick video kind of explanation of how this guy works. So this is the frame that I've got right now. Let me grab a tape measure because I honestly don't remember these measurements. Let's see. All right, so my vertical pieces are 6 feet. So because they come in 10-foot sections, right? Obviously 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical sections. That's 4 10-foot pieces. But then behind it, I've got these cross beams mounted. This is gonna be a weird angle, but let's see. Yeah, so they're essentially just connected all the way, and they're connected with these flat bar connectors. And then there's 2 holes, and there's 4 hole flat bar connectors. So that's roughly the frame, the vertical pieces. So they're reinforced by those horizontal pieces, which are connected by the flat bars. Then I've got 2 full 10-foot lengths running the top back there and the bottom. So that's kind of the top and bottom. And these, actually there's 3 back here. And they're just connected with either the flat bars or they're connected with those 90 degrees. And then I've got my waste board back here, and drilled in the hole are these for these little dowels. And so my board sits on top of the dowels on the waste board. Now the motor mount arm is another 10-foot section, and that's offset by one of those 4-hole struts from this back one. So I've got one there, one in the middle, and one at the end. And then everything is mounted. I've mounted one of the unistrut pieces to the wall. And then there's these special unistrut hinges that you can buy. And so this is all hinged right now. And I've got just a couple of the same length pieces of wood propped in there. So I pull this out, drop it in, or drop them out, and this thing will lay flat against the wall. The only other thing is I want to say these are 3/8. 3/8. They fit almost perfectly through the motor mount. And there's these little nut deals, so the plastic helps guide the metal nut in the channel, and then I was able to mount those pretty easily on both sides. With the chain was just a little tricky. It's not like ideal, but it seems to be working. I essentially drilled a hole in the unistrut with a drill bit, and then used the nails that actually came with the kit, and that's what's suspending the chain. So it's just a friction fit. So the nail goes in there. I've got a shitload of washers that try and reduce the nail head, or the hole for the nail head to fit in, and then it just sits in there. I've got the cables just routed in the channel, so they're kind of out of the way. I don't have a good mounting system yet right now for it, but that's it in a nutshell. So with the scraps, so I use like a metal bandsaw to cut the unistrut nice and straight. But with the 4 verticals at 10 feet each, that's 4 full sections. I use the scrap pieces to make the side struts. So that's at least 4. Then I've got 2 down there, which takes you to 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 total pieces of 10-foot unistrut cut. 9 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 fucking pieces. Like I said, this is over-engineered. I've seen other people do this. I think there's probably a better way. This is my first time working with unistrut too. So there's that. The hinges I had to special order those things. I had to special order them from the web place, but they were fucking expensive. They were ridiculously expensive. They're like $20 each. So the hinges were spendy. I'm sure if you like really spend some time, you might be able to find them cheaper. Hell, even maybe that local place might have them or be able to source them cheaper. But that's really it. The flat bars, the 90 degrees, those can all be easily found. If you got the metal bandsaw, I would just buy a grip of the flat bars, and then you can always just cut them down to two hole bars. But it's essentially that. It's, you know, a little bit of napkin math and planning. The shit just cuts down and bolts together really easily. There's also another type of bolt, and they got springs in them to kind of help push them against the channel, but they're the same idea. There's a little piece of metal that rides inside the channel, and that's what the bolt attaches to, and it compresses against the outer legs there of the channel. Apart from that, I think I used all half inch hardware where I could, which also added to the cost. I'm pretty sure you can get 3/8 and do just fine. I just, for some reason, opted for the most expensive. I used lock washers as well to keep everything snug. You can kind of see that right there. Man, that's about it in a nutshell. I literally had no plan. I just grabbed. Well, I also had a Lowe's right down the street from me, so I grabbed a shitload of the hardware. You know, laid it out, measured it, bolted it together, changed a couple things. I've seen people with only 3 vertical elements. I've got 4. I figured it's more support. I can't really justify why I did anything the way I did. I just kind of put it together until it fucking worked. Anyhow, I hope that helps.